What's up? What's the word?
Said Cody, man. We all said earn your masters with the homie Jason Weaver. What's going on with you guys?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
We feeling good. How you?
Real good, man. This has been a blessed Sunday, man, to be able to come out here for the United Masters, Earn Your Masters panel discussion. It's been really, really great to be able to connect with some of my fellow Chicagoans and especially, you know, the younger generation, newer generation of artists coming out of this city. And just be able to, I don't know, share wisdom and insight and past experiences that I've had with them. And hopefully it'll be helpful to their journeys moving forward.
You're literally like the staple of like a Chicago creative.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
That's
I love that for you.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
I mean, you still going. Like, I really love that for you. So tell us a little bit about like the wisdom that you shared today.
I think the main thing, well, first of all, let me say this. Thank you for that compliment because it means a lot to me. I am a proud born and raised Chicagoan, and to be able to come back home and be a part of events like this, it does mean a lot to me personally. But I'm sorry, what was your question again?
The question was just tell us a little bit about what you shared today.
Oh, what I shared today. Yeah, so today was more about sharing wisdom and helping artists, independent artists, understand how to navigate through this current industry and how to empower themselves financially through their work and what they're putting out creatively through streaming platforms and, you know, whether it's visual art that they represent or are part of, or whether it's like music. Today was just about giving them like little nuggets and gems that hopefully will help them as far as their journey and where they're trying to go. Because everybody's journey is different.
That's for sure.
So I think the information that we gave was very general, if you want to call it that. But at the same time, the information was helpful from the standpoint of like just keeping it honest about the things that they may encounter along the way and different things that they can do to kind of enhance their brand or gain more visibility as it relates to their artistry or their brand. So we were able to, I think, provide that. And also from a, I don't know, from like a heart and spirit aspect of it, for me, it was important for me to share with them that like, it's a marathon and not a sprint, and to enjoy the journey.
Huh?
They be sprinting.
No, yeah, we be sprinting,
Well,
but
sometimes I be sprinting too. So.
but you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that. I used to sprint a lot too when I was younger, but over time I came to realize that like the best part about this whole situation is the journey and not necessarily the destination. So I've come to appreciate being in the moment at that time of being on the journey, because that's where you form the relationships. That's where you get the inspiration from. Those are the things that help you create the stories that resonate and connect with people, is that spot in between the start and like the finish. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to convey over to creatives today to just like be in the moment and enjoy it and you know, and actually move by faith as well, and also stressing to them of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because a lot of times as an artist and a creative person, like you'll have your back against the wall. There's this cloud of uncertainty that's constantly looming over you. You don't know when the next opportunities are coming from or the next checks. And a lot of it is like, you know, faith-led or faith-driven. And so what I was just trying to convey over to them was letting them know that they're not alone. Like all of us go through that, whether you're regarded or viewed as a more accomplished member of the entertainment community or creative community, or whether you're somebody that can be considered to be a relative novice, if you will, or a newcomer. All of us are dealing with the same challenges and trying to hurdle over them. So that's what I was trying to really get across with the audience today.
I got a question. So first of all, it's a thing that I always want to give you flowers for, right? For the deal that you and your mom did with the Lion King thing.
Oh, thank you.
I want to give you your flowers.
My mother deserves all the credit.
Honey, okay.
But for us being at an event with United Masters, Earn Your Leisure, two platforms that's about ownership, that's about showing how to people how to get the bag. And I think you just did, with that deal, you did both. You retained your ownership and
well, I did maintain ownership. I don't have any ownership in that because I didn't write it or produce it.
Right, but you got it's the royalties you got on it.
Yes,
You took the royalties.
yes.
So I wouldn't say ownership, but that's a but
you grabbed some.
You grabbed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did the business to the point where you played the long. Y'all played the long game.
Yes, sir.
Y'all played the long.
Yes, sir.
So outside of that gem that's been circulating, what are some other gems that you can give artists in the music industry to help them play for the long game?
I think the main thing is even as it relates to that, what my mother negotiated, probably the most important point from that is artists understanding and knowing their worth.
Good.
And what I mean by that is it's like, when you're negotiating, especially with a big company or a big corporation, the one thing I want artists to understand and know is that they're negotiating with you for a reason. There's a reason why they initiated some kind of process with you, where they're interested in doing business with you. So being that you kind of know that, negotiate accordingly. Like, they see some value in you. It's just a matter of you all figuring out what that value is. But your job as an artist is not to undervalue yourself. So it's just a matter of kind of going through the motions and the back and forth of negotiation. Also, being comfortable with possibly walking away from a deal based on the fact that they don't recognize or care to acknowledge your worth. Sometimes you do have to take that kind of position. That's somewhat the position that my mother took as it relates to The Lion King and how she negotiated that deal on my behalf. That was something that she actually consulted with me about, or that she talked with me about and led me through. She's like, look, we're leveraging this. We're trying to negotiate this way. There's a possibility that this won't work out. They may walk away from the deal altogether. But the one thing that I want you to understand is you should know your worth. And if they're sitting up here willing to negotiate, they should be willing to negotiate with you in a way where you can get fairly compensated and where it's not just like a one-shot deal. And that was what she was able to recognize and understand with her vast experience in the music industry. And for me, it's turned out to be a blessing that just keeps on giving year after year, or quarter after quarter, I should say. So shout out to my mother, Mary
Shout out to
Haywood, aka Kitty Haywood. Yeah, thank you, Mom, for that.
Okay.
I have a question. So one thing, well, like I said, going back to being a Chicago artist, what do you feel like separates Chicago from the rest of the world? Because I feel like we're different, but because we are so big, we have like super talented people in the city that come out of the city that become superstars. So what do you feel like it is about Chicago that separates us from the rest?
Well, not to dismiss other cities or play down to other cities, but Chicago people, there's a level of authenticity that we just have. Chicago people are authentic people. We are going to be our true and honest self, whether we're having a conversation with you or whether we're expressing ourselves creatively. And we're unapologetic about it. And I think that's what resonates and connects with a lot of people. A la, people like Common, Kanye, who else? G Herbo, Dirk, all of those music artists that come out of this city. Even going back in the past of like artists like Curtis Mayfield, who are from Chicago, and others. We've always, when given an opportunity to tell our stories, whether through music or whether through film and television, we're unapologetically authentic. And we're going to stay true to our experiences and the narratives that we thrust out there, especially as it relates to the Black experience in Chicago. We're going to keep it a buck. We're going to keep it a stack. And I think that's what separates us from other cities or other states. And I honestly, I think that's why the global community rocks with Chicago energy so much right now, is because they know it's coming from a certain place in the spirit, whether it's perceived as being negative or positive. We come with a certain level of passion and a level of enthusiasm, and we're not going to stop until we get there. We are relentless. We will get to the goal. We will get to it whichever way, by hook or by crook, we will get there. And I think that's what separates us from most.
What would you say is what is the favorite collaboration of yours that you did with making music? Or give me your top 3.
Oh, well, there only been a few moments, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, I would have to say, The Lion King has probably been the most rewarding experience for me as a recording artist, because not only was it hugely successful, but the way that I was treated throughout the process, I was treated with respect. yeah, we negotiated a deal, and and that back and forth was a little tense at times. But when it was all said and done, Disney respected the talent my contribution, what I was bringing to that film and to that soundtrack, and they treated me that way. And just even now, with the 30th year anniversary, I just recently performed at the Hollywood Bowl for the Lion King 30th anniversary, and that was something that Disney had reached out to me. It was like, man, we want you to be a part of this. Like, one of the main reasons why this project has been hugely successful is because of these songs, and we want to let you know how much we appreciate you. So it's far beyond just like the monetary or the financial reward. Okay. It's people recognizing, acknowledging, and respecting what you've contributed to it. So Disney is number one. I mean, doing the Chingy song, One Call Away, that was dope.
That's my favorite.
I'll be honest and transparent. The business of it all and the way that went down, I wasn't a fan of. I think that could have been done a lot better and with like a lot more respect from that particular label. But it is what it is. Every once in a while, you run into situations like that. But with One Call Away, I think that was a rewarding experience from the music side, based on the fact that I was able to connect directly with the Black audience, like with our people through that song. I mean, and mind you, we like I Just Can't Wait to Be King and Hakuna Matata and all that too, but that was like a rap or a hip hop
Like
R&B record.
moment.
Yeah, it was a cultural moment. So to be able to have that connection through that song, that's probably second, and then third would probably be Love Ambition. And I think that's solely because of the connection that song has with the city of Chicago, and how the city has rallied around that record, and how it's still played to this day. Like, anybody that's not from Chicago, if you happen to come here and you go to a club, at the end of the night, my record's playing. When it's time for you to go home,
They play Fantasia.
yeah, and when it's time to close the deal, so to speak, Love Ambition or Fantasia's coming on. So yeah, in that order.
Yeah, it's in that range.
How do you feel about they got you as a meme when they you be seeing when you was
Yeah.
that little thing?
That's dope.
Did you laugh when you see that meme?
Yeah, I find the humor in all of that because, again, that's just connection. That's people, whether they recognize what the source of that video is or not. That's people just acknowledging you. Okay. And finding some kind of way to incorporate your image or your creative contribution into their everyday conversation. So if you're a part of that everyday conversation like that with people, that's an honor. Like I don't look at stuff like that and take it too seriously and be like, oh man, they're using me as a meme. No, if you're talking about me,
We think it's iconic.
yeah, I think it's very flattering. So please keep using the Stay With Me meme and with the bang head back. Keep using that. It's working.
And I know you about to go. This is the last thing. We about to wrap up. I appreciate your time.
No.
Do you know how to hoop? Because you remember that movie you did with Disney. They had you switch your caps.
I'm decent. I mean, I ain't
movie?
Ronnie Fields. I ain't, Kevin Garnett and Jordan and all of that. But
Do people bring that movie up still?
Summertime Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people are fans of that. And what's so funny about that is it's funny that you mentioned that particular scene. I was trashed that day. The day that I shot the basketball scene, man, I was absolutely trashed. I was missing every shot. So they actually had to bring in a double.
To cut it out
I was breaking all day. And mind you, I've been hooping that whole summer prior to me shooting that. Me and Boog, shout out to Al Boog, all my guys, Tone Capone, Shaq, Sweeper, Cool Breeze, all my folks from Gamma Upsilon, Southern Illinois University, Kappa Alpha Psi, my guys.
Yes.
No, man, we was hooping like all summer. And then when it came down to me to actually show that in a film, I was just trash. But it all worked out. Movie magic, editing, it all worked out. But no, I can hoop for real. I mean, I'm at an age now, I'm not going to rupture my Achilles. So, if you see me at Lifetime or at another gym or you see me out in the park, I'm not about to go hard with you. I'm going to keep it outside.
Okay, so you do hoop on a regular.
No, I do
once in a
hoop,
while. Okay.
but I ain't as aggressive as I was when I was younger because I'm not trying to
I
tear
feel
an ACL or, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta work. You gotta keep it
Exactly. But no, I love sports. love basketball, love football. Anything sports related in Chicago, sports related, I'm all about.
That's
Love that. Well, we got to bring you back. We got to do like a real sit down. 'Cause I got some questions about the shot because I don't like how y'all let Nook do what he did.
Well, maybe we should have Lena on there. And she can answer. She can answer all those questions.
Yeah, you got Colleen.
I just show up to work and get the check and go home.
Okay, but no, the season was amazing though. Great
you.
job. I loved it. Entire cast. Y'all do a great job.
Thank you so much.
Telling the story of Chicago. I definitely love the shot. But yes, we gotta bring you back.
No, I would love to talk more about, especially about the Shine. Hopefully, I can bring some more cast members through. But I'll also say that as well to everybody out there. Thank you for supporting the Shine. Thank you for just supporting all of our work. We, especially those of us who are part of the cast and the crew who are actually from here, we take great pride in the work that we do and just representing what we feel Chicago is all about, and in particularly like what our experience is as Black people coming from this city. Unfortunately, in national mainstream media, they have a tendency to present this narrative that can be very negative to the point where like even people look at Chicago in a certain kind of way. But that's not the Chicago I know. That's not the Chicago we know. And that's what we try to convey on the Shy, those kind of stories, that kind of energy. So shout out to Lena Waithe. Shout out to all of the writers that work so hard in making sure that we represent Chicago the right way.
And I love that y'all always outside too.
Oh, we outside.
Outside in Chicago. I love it. I love it.
That we stick together and support one another. No, it's a family affair and it's a labor of love. And I think that's what people are able to see and appreciate and connect with. And that's why the show feels the way that it does. Because we all do genuinely rock with each other and love each other.
I rock with y'all, man.
Until next time.
Until next time.
I appreciate you sitting down with us. We're here. Earn Your Masters. What's the word? Jason Weaver. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Hey, what's up? What's the word?